becomes more and more important. And that's for every guy here. We got to do it better. Our goal is to have the kind of team that nobody wants to play. And that means that we have to impose our will to dominate the competition all the time. It's all about what does it take to break you.
You are satisfied? If you are not hungry, you need to check yourself. You are satisfied? If you are not hungry, you need to check yourself.
They want to take what you gotta go get it and go out.
Right now is your chance. Right now is your opportunity. Right now, you gotta make today count.
Roll Tide, Nick Jr. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
I'm good. Roll Tide, everybody in the chat. Welcome to Nick Jr. and I can't remember my name. Rise Up College Football Talk this Thursday, June the 1st, 2023. We have a pretty good show for you guys lined up tonight. We have been waiting a Mississippi State fan. So by the name of Losing Weight Watching Sports. So we're excited to have him on, man. Talk some good Mississippi State football and see what he think about those guys' future this 2023 season. Welcome to the show, sir. I'm sorry.
Yeah, be here. I always like being with y'all.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Mississippi State. So I always try to start the show with a fun fact for the team that I'm speaking with. And the fun fact is the first meeting between Mississippi State and Alabama was November the 14th, 1896. 127 years ago, man. That's a long time.
Who won?
I wasn't gonna say Alabama.
We have beat you, but about 20.
I was gonna leave that part out. You know, I was gonna. But welcome to the show, sir. And how you doing?
I'm good. I hope y'all can hear me good. I'm in Texas. I'm driving to Houston, so I pulled over. So if you can't hear me, let me know. But I'm doing good. I'm looking forward to this season. I think we're going to be good, but without our coach, who knows? You never know.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So Nick, I'm gonna let you start this one off here.
Okay, so I got questions, and I like doing these because, like I told you before, I like talking football, and this is stuff we could look up and find ourselves, and we do. But when we do schedule previews and ask questions, I'm from a fan, actual fan. When we come to our conclusions, these schedule previews and some of these questions, we try not to be biased, but it's kind of hard not to be biased about this thing. So I like to get it from a fan perspective. And first off, I gotta say, rest in peace, Coach. Hey, dude is a legend. Dude is a legend. Yeah. So my first question: do you think the program would be different without Coach Leach?
Oh yeah, it'll be different. The shame of it is he was always good in his fourth year. Because to put that offense in that he ran, it took a while for the quarterback to really see the field. Right. And you look everywhere he's been, Texas Tech, Washington State, that fourth year he was good. So I mean, our defense is going to be excellent this year. So if he was still around, the offense would be good. But our coach has went to a spread. They're still going to do the spread, but they're going to run a lot more. Which a lot of Mississippi State fans thought we needed to be running more anyway because we've had good running backs. But Leach was so good at adjusting in the middle of the game. It's going to be, and our coaches knew, and he's got my full support, but it's going to be hard for him to adjust. Mike Leach been doing it 30 or 40 years, so we'll see how good it goes. But we kind of go into the spread running rather than all that passing.
Okay. Gotcha. So, what changes did Coach make to the staff? Any new additions? Any changes?
Yeah, a lot of people left. So like Steve Spurrier's son, Steve Spurrier Jr. was on the staff. He left, and I don't remember if he went to Missouri or where he went. So he's replaced a lot of the offensive staff. Now he was our defensive coordinator, so he's kept most of the defensive people that he had. And but he's replaced a lot of the offensive people to go and run this new system they're going to be running. He got the offensive coordinator, I think, from Appalachian State.
Okay.
I don't have in front of me. I'm on the road. I believe the guy's from Appalachian State where we got the offensive coordinator. And
Okay.
I think he kind of let him bring whoever he wanted with him, for the position coach. But our defense is going to be very good. If we can get – and our schedule's easy. I mean, there's no easy schedule in the SEC. But comparatively speaking, it's easier than usual. So, the defense will be good. If the offense can have any production, we should win some games.
All right.
Yeah. So I think you just breathed over it a little bit with the last question. My question was, will Arnett keep the air raid offense? You said something they're going to do the spread offense.
Yep, he's keeping some of the concepts, but he's going to more of the spread running because, Mississippi State historically had good running backs. And so I think he wants to use them more. And, some of the fans like that idea and the other ones don't. And so that's going to be very interesting. I mean, that's a big decision he made right out of the bat.
Yeah. And with that being said, I think that's one of the things that Mississippi State been needing to get back to help them out, because I feel Will Rogers I feel like he's one of the most underrated quarterbacks, but that run game will compliment them a lot. And I think it was the Egg Bowl when they ran the ball. They ran the ball real well in the Egg Bowl, I think. I think it was the Egg Bowl that was run. They had a real run game.
Yeah, we outrushed Ole Miss and beat them. And, that's the shame about Coach Leach dying when he did from just a fan. That's really the only game we care about. And so he beat them, which got the whole fans on his side. And then 2 weeks later, he died. And so, but at least this last game, Ole Miss.
Hey, before we go any further, hey, plug your YouTube channel. Let them know where they can come find you.
Right.
Oh yeah. Come find me at Losing Weight Watching Sports on the YouTube channel. So I do Mississippi State. I'm also a huge New Orleans Saints fan. So in NFL, I do the Saints. And in baseball, I like the St. Louis Cardinals. So I haven't put many videos out lately because all my teams are terrible. And so I'm ready for football to start. Mississippi State finished last in the baseball. The Cardinals is horrible. And so I know Alabama's in the tournament, in the baseball tournament. After y'all fired your coach, you started winning. It looked like he was knowing the games.
Yes.
Yeah, it did.
You may win the College World Series now that you got a coach.
One thing I like about channel too.
Go ahead, Nick.
Go ahead. So one thing I like about your channel too, when you go on your rants, about like somebody got screwed by else, and also, the most I like was when you went on when you was vouching for Alabama to be in the playoffs. I said, that's my guy right there.
I mean, Alabama deserved it. If they're just going to put in, you saw how bad did TCU get beat to Georgia, 60-9. But of course, now the playoffs are expanding, so I guess they had to put some little T's in. But Alabama last year, you lost games on the road in overtime.
Right.
And then they put in So I thought you were clearly one of the top 4 teams.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, we're going back to your coaching. So your you guys moved your special team coordinator up to the DC defensive coordinator, and you kept it in house. So you was talking about earlier that the defense is going to be good. So I don't see any drop off because you don't have any new coach coming in. They're familiar with the coach already. He's familiar with the players. So yeah, your defense should be strong, and you guys have a lot of seniors, upperclassmen coming back.
It should be very strong. And see, our head coach was the defensive coordinator.
Right.
And so I think he's going to see to it that all that works well. And we got him from San Diego State, you know, back when they always had a good defense. So, I mean, he knows what he's doing on defense. So I'm not worried at all about that, you know, unless we get injuries. We lost our cornerback, got drafted in the first round of the draft. Well, I can't remember his name now because I'm on the road. I don't have my notes. So that's a big loss. I mean, anytime you lose a first round NFL, you know, draft, but other than that, we get a lot of our kids back.
Okay.
And our schedule starts kind of easy. We get to play. I don't remember who's the first game, but then we get Arizona, and they weren't any good last year. And then we get some other little team, and then we get LSU. But the one thing they already announced the time. We play at LSU at 11 o'clock in the morning, which sucks.
Alabama have an 11 o'clock game too now. Yeah. So,
but I say this: I do hope that we get rid of Alabama in this new schedule they're coming up with. We tired of
we gonna get to that. So, a question for me, with your returning, you know, you got Will Rogers coming back. Let's say a bunch of seniors on offense and defense. Who are you looking to take the lead besides Will Rogers? Because we know who he is. He is the quarterback. He is the captain of the team. But outside of him, any players you're looking to take a step up and take a leadership role?
You know, I think all of our wide receivers have potential. Coach Leach, if you didn't run your route perfectly, he would bench you. I mean, you may not play for the rest of the half. And so we will have talented guys who are quick that, you know, end up, you know, sitting them over there on the bench. I actually think that the receivers, I think we're going to be able to run the ball against everybody but you all. You know, I don't know how good LSU is on the defensive line. But I actually think that our wide receivers now might can get some continuity. So Coach Leach, and I loved him and loved his system, but he'll play 10 receivers. And I don't know that they ever really get used to where they're going. And, you know, this year I'm like, let's pick our best 4 and leave them out there and let them get used to each other and get used to reading it and let Will get used to them. Whereas Coach Leach, he may only play you 4 plays. You know, we never have the same people out there. And so I'm a Saints fan. I've been going to Saints games, you know, back when they had Drew Brees and Sean Payton. And Sean Payton would switch out players, but I mean, his best receiver, he's going to have him on that field 90% of the time. So I actually think that a wide receiver core can step up. And then the thing that kills Mississippi State, and we're a little bit like y'all, we have a hard time getting a kicker. I mean, we miss so many kicks, you know, game-winning field goal off to the right. And, you know, so, I mean, we hopefully our kicker will be a little better this year.
Okay. So, you guys got Griffin, receiver.
Oh,
I like him.
So there's a train going by. I may have to move. I don't know if you can hear me. I'm in rural Texas driving to Houston. Yeah, he is extremely good and fast, but he's one that Coach Leach wouldn't leave on the field a lot. Because, you know, like Coach Leach's system is so precise that you got to run that route perfectly.
Right.
So let's say that you took a half a step too far off the field or something. It'll make Coach Leach mad. He'll put you on the bench. But, you know, we got to get our best playmakers on the field. And I think that's what we're going to do this year.
I understand. Nick, you got any question?
Yes. So, well, did y'all get any key pickups, some big time pickups from the portal?
I don't know if we got any what you would call big time. We were able to keep some of our kids. Some of our kids were threatening to transfer, and we were able to keep them. You know, I think Mississippi State's weakness is with all this NIL. We have not yet raised a whole bunch of money, you know, but and we just kept our best basketball players. So maybe we'd be good at basketball now. But I don't know that we played off. We didn't attack that as much as we should have, but we also didn't lose a lot. So that's probably the way I would say that. But now the one thing we're worried about, if you look at our recruiting for next year, we're losing all the Mississippi kids. So it don't look good. I mean, he's got to turn the recruiting on. I don't know why, but if you look, like all the top Mississippi kids either go to Ole Miss, Alabama, LSU, Mississippi State's getting very few of them. So I don't know where the problem is there, but that's the one thing that's got us concerned, not for this year, but for next year.
Yeah.
And I think it's the NIL money. We don't have as much
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
I got a question from the chat. He asked, called Coach Dude Sports TV. Y'all go check his. How does the DBs look this year?
They should be really good, especially at safety. Like I said, we lost a cornerback. I think he got picked like 15th in the draft. And so that's a big loss. You just got to hope that he wasn't so good that he made all the rest of them look good. You know what I'm saying? Because maybe to take away half the field. But no, we should be really good in the defensive backfield, and I think we're going to be strong at safety. And our defense, I'm telling you, we're going to have one of the top defenses. We're returning a lot of them, and they know the system. And honestly, if we can run the ball, our defense will be better because with that air raid, you go 3 and out.
Yeah.
Your defense gets tired. I mean, if I think now, they'll have a little more left at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, who steps up for Dylan Johnson this season? Who replaces that guy?
Oh, I wish I had the roster. We got plenty of running backs. That's not a problem. Now, Dylan Johnson would have been fantastic if they would have gave him the ball, which they did against Ole Miss. So I am not exactly sure who is going to be kind of, running back number one. Because, see, Coach Leach, he liked to throw to those running backs. So he didn't always want a big bruising running back in there because he wants to throw to him out of the backfield. But I know we got plenty of running backs. Mississippi State's never had a problem at running back. I mean, we always got good running backs. But this system they run's got a little option in it.
Yeah.
See, I don't know that Will Rogers can run the option. I don't know if he's quick enough. We'll be seeing. They're going to run that little spread option.
Hey, don't y'all got a good backup quarterback though? Like somebody that he like a dual threat quarterback or something like that.
We do have a dual threat because there was times we wanted him to get in the game and we were way ahead against somebody, and Coach Leach would never put him in, and I never knew how that dual threat was going to work. But that's exactly what this guy wants to run. I mean, that's what you're going to be seeing.
Okay. Well, you were speaking of. Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah. I was about to ask, how did you feel about the loss of R.I.P. Thomas?
Oh, I didn't like that at all. He had actually, that was kind of a bad story. He had put a tweet out that like he and Coach Leach wasn't getting along, and he was transferring like the day before Coach Leach died. I mean, it was just bad time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then, but he came back and he said, that he how bad he felt about it, and he handled it very well. But he was one that Coach Leach wasn't putting on the field enough. I mean, that was a prime example. He wasn't putting him on the field enough. But that's a big loss. I think. Even at the kick returning and all, he was very, very good, fast. So I hate to lose him. But then we wouldn't play him in the slot. They would have him over. I don't think they ever played him where he really belonged. So where did he end up going? I know he left, but I don't know where he ended up.
Georgia.
Oh yeah. He's gonna dominate. You watch.
Yeah. He went to Georgia.
Now, do y'all have to play them this year, or they? I know you will in Atlanta if you go, but
no, they're not on schedule.
No. But we're really planning on playing them in Atlanta this year, so we're gonna say it. Yes, we're playing them this year.
I predict that our wide receivers as a whole will have a good season because I think Coach Leach was able to recruit them because they like the idea of that air raid.
Right.
But he really never unleashed them. All his stuff was over the middle of the field, short routes. And I think now if we can run the ball, we're going to be able to hit some deep plays passing. So I think the wide receivers as a whole, I know you don't really do fantasy in college, but if you did, I would take some of our receivers because I think they're gonna have a lot of open opportunities now that we're gonna be able to run the ball.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you said earlier, next year you will, when Texas and Oklahoma come in, we're gonna kind of do away with the East and West and go the 3-6-6 route. Who do you know off the top of your head who you guys may lose playing on a yearly basis?
The rumor I saw had us playing Ole Miss, of course, Texas A&M, and I think it might have been Kentucky. Which, hey, we'll sign up for that. I mean, Texas A&M struggling, but we beat them a lot even when they're good.
Right.
Sign us up.
Hey, we just had a Kentucky. I was just about to say we just had a Kentucky fan on a couple weeks ago, and he said about the Mississippi State. He was like, "I don't know what it is about Mississippi State, but they always giving us problems."
Yeah, we do. But I go to that game a lot, that Mississippi State Kentucky game, because I know that's the one road we can win. But A&M does not scare me at all. We beat them all the time. I mean, even when they're good, we beat them. So I'm not worried about them. So getting y'all off. I mean, see, last year they made us play Alabama and Georgia. I mean,
yeah.
We win any other conference, we might have been 9-3.
Right.
Then we played out after a loss, so you know how that goes.
Yeah.
But I told you for that game what was going to happen.
Yep, you did.
You know, we like to say that the West is the toughest in the SEC. The West has the toughest, division because you got Alabama, you got Auburn can do anything anytime. The Mississippi schools, you got LSU, Texas A&M, and you throw Arkansas in there. And so at any given moment, you never know who's going to be up. And it's a rough road. And you was talking about you guys' schedule. And I always tell people, Auburn has Auburn has a tough schedule, man. They have and
Georgia,
but
and LSU.
Yeah. But with that being said, with us going over to the new formats, do you think it'll even the playing field? Maybe like, okay, so you lose Alabama every year, you'll see Alabama every other year, and maybe some other tougher schools. Do you think you think it's good for the SEC to do this?
Yeah, I absolutely do. I know it's good for Mississippi State. I don't know that I've thought about the SEC, but it's good for Mississippi State because we beat Coach Saban one time, and that was his first year. Yeah. That's the only time we ever beat him. So I don't know how long he's been there now, but we've lost, 15 in a row, however long he's been there. Hey, and I mean, he ain't lost many at the buzzer, maybe one time. The rest of them been blowout. So, yeah, it'll be very good for us. It is probably good now to balance it out because there for a while nobody was in the East, but now Tennessee's back. So, that'll be Georgia have a little bit of competition. But I think it's good. And, Coach Leach, this is one of the funny things he said before he died. They asked him, they were like, how do you feel about Texas and Oklahoma coming in? And he said, man, when I was at Texas Tech, I beat Texas and Oklahoma all the time. He said, if you're telling me I could trade Alabama and LSU for Texas and Oklahoma, he said, I
Hey, it is, so we going to the 366, and you said Tennessee is coming along. Do you think really Tennessee is back, or last year was just like a flash in the pan type of deals? They just kind of all the stars aligned and everything for them?
I think that they're somewhat back. I don't think they're national champion contender, but in that East, I mean, you get Vandy, Kentucky, Florida's still down. So, I mean, I think they can win 9 games and feel like they're back. Right. Now, I don't think that they're in the caliber of Alabama, Georgia. I know they beat you last year, but that was a once in a fluke. Yeah, they're not going to win in Tuscaloosa. No. So, considering how down they've been, I would say they're back because they were so down.
Right.
I think it's good for the conference to have Tennessee back. I mean, when I was growing up, I used to love to watch Tennessee and Florida when they were good.
Right.
That was always a good game. So I think if and that can at least give Georgia a little bit of competition while. But I don't know. I'm curious to see how good LSU. See, we should have beat LSU last year. We had LSU beat last year, and they ended up winning the conference.
Yeah.
It was early in the season, and we outplayed them, and then they ended up winning the conference. So I think we could beat them in Mississippi State. They come to us.
Okay. So Nick, I'm gonna turn it back over to you. You might have some questions for him.
I got 2 more questions. So, will it regress with my Leach? Do you see the program going down?
Yes.
Yes.
I do. I hate to say that. And I mean, obviously, I'm going to give the coach a chance. I'm not criticizing him. He hadn't even coached a game yet. Well, he did coach one, and he won at the bowl game.
Yeah.
I just think that Coach Leach, I don't know how you're not going to regress. Because think about it, Texas Tech went down when he left, and Washington State went down when he left. So I just don't see how we won't regress. Now, our schedule is easy this year. Because, see, last year we had to play Georgia. So I think we can go 8-4, which really isn't a regression. But I think 2 or 3 years from now, it's going to be hard with the NIL money that everybody's got more money than us. It's going to be hard for us to keep up. I think. I think we almost needed somebody, Coach Leach, that runs something so different that maybe we could compete without that NIL money.
Gotcha. So one more question: do you think Coach Arnett was the right hire? Because it's talked about anyway.
I do think he was the right hire. He would have probably left not next year. And honestly, a lot of the games we won were on defense, even though we were running that air raid. So I do think he was the right hire. He kept a lot of our recruits. And I mean, the timing of that thing, Coach Leach died on a Sunday or Monday, and signing day was like Friday. Yeah. So you couldn't, and you had to tell those kids who their coach was going to be.
Right.
So I don't know what else the university could have done. And then we went and he beat Illinois in the bowl game. I went down there and watched it. And I thought he did a good job coaching. So I think he's the right hire. And that's why when I say I think the program will go down, I don't think it's nothing against him.
Yeah.
I just think with the NIL here now, and we changing all our offense and all. But the one concern is he will not be recruiting Mississippi well. And so he's going to have to turn that around.
Yeah. And speaking of, I said one more question, but one more for real. Have you been like keeping up with her? How is he doing so far? Like, you say he's not recruiting the state of Mississippi well, but is he getting anybody that's like eye popping? Like, okay, this dude could make a difference for the program eventually or something.
So the recruiting concerns we have, and I say we because I really have not studied it much, but I've been listening to all the Mississippi State podcast, all the other shows.
Yeah.
And basically what I'm hearing, it's not the past year, it's next year. It's the class coming in. If you look at it now, they'll have the Mississippi top 10. And I think we got one of those kids right now. They all either going to Ole Miss or LSU, Alabama, or out of the state. And so what most of the Mississippi State fans are worried about is, why are we losing? Because we beat Ole Miss last year. I mean, we beat them. So, we shouldn't be losing out to them. And what's really strange, here's what I don't understand. We have become a defensive line factory. I mean, we've got defensive linemen all over the NFL. The Super Bowl had a couple of them. But we're losing defensive linemen to Ole Miss. And Ole Miss is terrible on defense. I don't know why anybody would go to Ole Miss over State if you're a defensive lineman. If you want to go to the NFL, I mean, but if you look at the standings, you go to the recruiting rankings. Ole Miss is recruiting all the good Mississippi defensive linemen, and I don't because Ole Miss never had a good defense. Even when Hugh Freeze was there, they would win 40-35. So I don't know why we're losing those kids there. So I don't, but it's still early. I mean, the kids haven't signed yet. It's it's June. But if you look at where they say they're going, we're losing out on those kids for some reason.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say this about recruiting at Ole Miss. One thing they have Pete Golden, and that's the Alabama fans. We're not big fans of Pete Golden, but Pete Golden, what he does recruit, he's gonna get recruits over there. So I can say that's probably why a lot of those guys are going on is because Pete Golden is a good recruiter. Now I haven't seen him develop worth a crap at Alabama, but it may change over there. Don't think so. But hey,
but I mean that is the one thing we're worried about, and time will tell. So we'll see. But it's hard to win at Mississippi State if you're not keeping the Mississippi kids.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. Well, I guess we can do the schedule now, Nick. And so you can tell us what you think about this game. So we do a schedule now of you guys' schedule. And then you tell us, you can give us a score prediction if you want to, or if you just want to say win, loss, win, however you feel is up to you. So home opening game, September 2nd, season opener. You guys are at home and you're playing Southeast Louisiana.
That'll be a big win. Well, that's the coach's first game. You know, I say 42-10.
42-10. Oh, sound good. Hey, I'm with you on that one.
Yeah.
You're at home again the next week on September the 9th, and Arizona comes to town.
We beat them bad last year at Arizona,
Yep.
and they ended up Arizona won a few. You know, they were horrible the year before, but they won a few. So I think it'll be closer this year because we got the new system and they won't be used to it yet. But we should win. But I can see us beating them like 31-24, something like that.
Okay.
That's nice.
Yeah. Then you're home again. So you guys got 3 home games back to back, September 16th, and you have LSU. It is LSU coming home.
Yep. And I would have thought we were going to beat them, but they've already announced that that's an 11 a.m. game. And, you know, the fans just on this round, you know. But it's at home.
Yeah.
See, if Coach Leach were here, I would predict a win. But I just don't know with this team. So I guess I'm going to have to predict a loss. You know, I guess I would predict my car trying to cut off. I guess I would predict, you know, we might lose that one 21-17.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we'll be able to score on them when we're putting this new system in that early.
Okay. Man, y'all got to get them cowbells rocking, man. You got to bing-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. I need y'all to be there. LSU.
Yeah. Yep.
So September 23rd, the following week, you guys go away and you go to South Carolina to play those Gamecocks.
And I know they had a better season last year, but I think we can win that game. I would actually predict we'll either beat LSU or South Carolina. So since I predicted us to lose, I'll predict us to win this game. We've typically played them well. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm going to predict 28-24 Mississippi State win.
Okay. That's a close game.
Oh.
That's a close game. I would have thought, you know, I had y'all winning by a little bit more than that, but
I mean, you're still in September. You just got to wonder, are these kids going to understand the system?
Right.
If Coach Leach was here, I would totally agree.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I got expectations for South Carolina, and my expectations is South Carolina high expectations, not Alabama or Georgia high expectations. But that's interesting. Agree, but you know, that will be an interesting game.
They beat Clemson last year.
Mm-hmm. And Tennessee, yeah. And I mean, they beat Tennessee. It wasn't a close game at all. Good gracious, my goodness. The following week, September 30th, you guys are at home, but Alabama rolls into town. So
I think we'll play you better this year than we have in a while because the air raid was never going to work against Alabama. Mm. You just got too good a defensive lineman and linebacker. That wasn't going to work. So I think it'll actually work better. So I would say Alabama, well, y'all lost a lot on offense. You'll probably beat us 28-17. I think it'll be low scoring, but you'll that's what I would say.
And, you know, I'm going to go back to you, what you just said about the air raid. You know, it was cool and all, but this is what I used to say about it. It was kind of too predictable for a team like an Alabama, because you know Mike Leach was going to sit back there and throw it, and that's all they was going to do is have people back there waiting for it. You knew it was coming.
Yep, I agree. So while I think that not having the air raid is going to hurt us against everybody we play, but Alabama, I think that what we're running now fare better against Alabama.
Mm. Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
Then October 7th, the next week, home again, and you guys have Western Michigan coming in.
Oh, yeah. So that's when we're going to start rolling. See, we'll be done come off Alabama and see how the big guys play. I say we beat them 52-10.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's about right.
That's about right. That's about right. The following week, you guys have a bye. But in October 21st, you go away and you go to Arkansas.
You know, I thought they had the right coach, but going backwards on him. We can beat Arkansas. We play Arkansas well. I would predict a victory in that game.
Mm-hmm.
I would say we would beat Arkansas 34 to 24.
Okay, 10-point game.
I don't know that Arkansas can move the ball on us a lot.
Okay.
Man,
Even
last year I was so
KJ
big.
Jefferson coming back. I said, even with KJ Jefferson, their quarterback, coming back, you still think they're going to be
Yeah, I think our defense is good enough. Arkansas, even the years they beat us, they had no business. I think we can play them.
Okay. What you about to say, Nick?
Last year I was so high on Arkansas, man, and this year I'm not drinking the Arkansas punch again. So yeah. Can't do
it.
Yeah. Okay. Then the following week you guys are on the road again, and you go down to, I call it Voodoo Stadium, Jordan Hare, and you got to play the Auburn Tigers.
Oh, we'll beat Auburn. Hugh Freeze not going to beat us. We'll beat Auburn. We beat Auburn a lot as well. Auburn and Texas A&M, we're not scared of them. So I can't imagine Hugh Freeze beating us with Will Rogers, unless Will Rogers is hurt. I would say we beat Auburn. Auburn ain't going to be able to stop us. We'll beat Auburn 38 to 17.
Okay. In Auburn.
Oh, yeah. We're not scared of Auburn. We went down at Auburn 2 years ago, got behind 35 to nothing. Maybe it was 28 to nothing, and came back and won.
Yeah, I remember. Okay.
Yeah, Auburn should have kept Captain Freeze. We ain't worried about you, Freeze.
I love that. Man. I love it.
I love it too.
Hugh Freeze last game at Ole Miss, we beat him at Oxford. We beat him like 42 to 10 or something.
Mm-hmm. Then you go back home on November 4th, and Kentucky rolls into town. And
we always beat Kentucky at home. Kentucky hadn't won at Mississippi State in years. So, and I think their coaches did a good job, but they never win at state. So, I mean, I would say we'll beat Kentucky 28 to 21.
28-21. Okay. By a touchdown. Okay. And the next week you go away, and I know how you feel about this team.
Yes, sir.
You go to Texas A&M, and
we'll beat Texas A&M. Yeah, we'll beat Texas A&M. I don't know what. Of course, I thought they were good last year. So, you can beat Texas A&M though 20 to 17 because Jimbo runs the ball and runs the time, and before you know it, the game's over. So I'll say 20 to 17 Mississippi State.
Okay. Now they have Petrino there this year now. So you think Petrino will make a difference for the offense?
He does. The game has passed him by.
Okay. All right.
Hey, my question is about that: will Jimbo Fisher let Petrino make a difference in the offense?
No.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yep.
He'd probably be quit by the time they play us. Petrino will be quit.
All right. Then you guys come home November 18th, and you have Southern Miss, which we know.
Southern Miss has improved. I mean, I think they've got a good coach now in the conference that they're in, but we should beat them, but that'll be closer than you think because we'll be looking ahead to Ole Miss. So I'd say we beat Southern Miss like 24-21. It'll be much closer than you think because that'll be Southern Miss's Super Bowl.
Right.
And we'll be looking forward to Ole Miss. So that's actually a scary time. If we were playing them the first game, I wouldn't be worried about it. But playing them right then, that'll be a scary time of the season.
Okay. And then, of course, the next week you guys are home, and you're hosting the Egg Bowl to the Ole Miss Rebels. And what do you think about that game?
I think we'll beat them because when we do run the ball, they don't beat us. I mean, that's how Dan Mullen dominate them. I would say we'll beat Ole Miss 31-28, but it's always a crazy game. I mean, it's always a wild. You don't never know what's happening. And so I would expect a crazy game, but I think we would beat them. They kind of quit on Kiffin last year when he started flirting. What job was it? Was it Auburn?
Mm-hmm.
Auburn.
He started flirting with Auburn. The team just laid down. And I don't know that he's going to be able to get them back as easy as it. I mean, they literally quit on him. And I don't know that he's going to get them back that easy.
Lane does some crazy stuff, man.
Yes.
He 4th and 15 on his 20, and he's gonna go for it instead of punting the ball.
Oh yeah, he could have played y'all better a few years, but he goes
He
for
could
it.
have.
I would say this about Lane Kiffin. I mean, Mississippi State and Ole Miss hate each other, so we always hate the coach. But when Coach Leach died, he came to the service in Starkville. He was very good about all that, and so I have to tip my hat to him. I mean, he handled that very well considering everything.
Yeah.
So much as we hate Ole Miss, Lane Kiffin rose a little bit in my eyes.
Okay. Lane trying to be grown. He do some child antics. He have.
I will promise you, I'd rather have Lane Kiffin than Hugh Freeze. So if Auburn thinks they upgraded there.
Hey man, listen, like you feel about the Egg Bowl with Ole Miss, with Auburn, anything goes with Alabama. I mean, that's their Super Bowl, and they're gonna throw everything, plus the kitchen sink and the toilet and the tub and everything at us. So and we played this year. We played them in Auburn, so I'm always like,
yeah,
I don't know. We'll see.
Well, you picked up a fan in me because I'm not rooting for Hugh Freeze. So.
Hey man, I understand. Nick, you got anything you want to add?
Not right now. I don't. Hey, but once again, one more time, plug your channel.
Losing weight, watchingsports.com, because 2 or 3 years ago, I lost 50 pounds and I didn't do nothing but watch sports. I didn't exercise or nothing. I just laid on the couch. And so I combined my weight loss I did with my love of sports. So that's why I named it that. Losing weight, watchingsports.com.
Gotcha.
In football season, I have 2 or 3 videos a week.
Yeah.
And but I hadn't had many lately because all my teams have been so bad that I don't want to get on there and be depressed all the time.
Right. I got a question for you. We were speaking earlier. So we're going into the 12-team playoff. And with us going into the 12-team playoff, that's adding 8 more teams. Then, we have the 4 now. So with the SEC, I'm an SEC homer. Because I truly believe it's the best conference. We have some other teams in other conferences, but SEC it's a different beast. With us going to 12 teams, how many maybe SEC teams do you see getting in the playoffs?
Well, I mean, last year you'd had Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
LSU would have made the. Mm-hmm. You'd have had 4. I could easily see 4 or 5. I mean, honestly, Mississippi State's got a chance now. We were never going to make the top 4, but with not having to play Alabama every year, I mean, I could see us finishing in the top 8. I mean, the year we had Dak Prescott, we finished in the top 8, so we could have actually made the play. So this actually gives us a fighting hope now. But no, I think the SEC could easily get 4 or 5.
Okay, and with it going to 12 teams, do you think that because a lot of people try to compare it to college basketball, the NCAA basketball, Sweet 16 or whatever, and a Cinderella sneak through? Do you think a Cinderella's team could sneak through and upset everybody, or they're just really prolonging the inevitable?
I don't think because I mean, look, Cincinnati that year they played. Did they play y'all in the playoffs with it? They didn't even score, I don't think. TCU, I mean, if you really watch that game, Michigan gave TCU that game. Yeah, and then that's why TCU went and played Georgia. No, I don't think in football a Cinderella can win. They might look up and win a game, but I just don't think they can, win more than that.
That's my sentiment. I know people say it's better for the sport, and to me, it's all about money. It's all about money when it's all said and done, because you got advertisement and all this stuff. Is going to come along with it, but you already know who was at the end of the day. It's going to be, who's going to be, Yeah, Michigan, Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State, or who, even Clemson. Throw Clemson in there, whatever. But TCU or West Virginia or, Tulane, somebody like that. They're not gonna make it.
Well, the question is, let's say Alabama and Auburn are both going to make the playoffs.
Mhm.
I mean, is that going to take away from the rivalry? You really know this game ain't going to matter as far as we both getting in?
I never thought about that. No, it's not
That
gonna take
is.
away from we hate each other, so it's not gonna take away from the rivalry at all. Because we don't want to live.
And they got to get them out first.
Right. But we don't want to hear them talking about it. We want no. Hands down, no. We got to hear them for a whole year.
I mean, last year Ohio State, Michigan dominated them, and then Ohio State really should have beat Georgia.
They should have.
So they could end up winning the national championship.
For a minute, I thought they were. I really thought Ohio State had that game won. I promise you, I did.
Yeah, I did.
And like I said, I'm an SEC fan, so I'm rooting for the SEC.
Yes.
A lot of people hate me for this. But when Auburn played Florida State and they lost to Florida State, I'm rooting for Auburn. I'm not rooting for Florida State. And I know a lot of people are like, oh yeah, but they're bringing it back home to the state of Alabama, and it's a win for the SEC. That's how I look at it.
Well, I know we talking SEC, but I actually think Florida State's gonna be pretty good.
Ooh.
Yes. I agree with you on that one. Go ahead, Nick.
And I'm gonna ask you, do you think LSU was lucky last season? Or do you think they would capitalize off of the season they had last season? Because I think it was luck, but I do think they have some key pieces to do it. But I think it was a lot of luck last season.
They were very lucky to beat Mississippi State.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And I went and watched them play Florida State in New Orleans the first game. And they could have beat them, and they got an extra point blocked. So you could have said, well, they weren't lucky there. But no, I think they caught people at the right time. I think that Brian Kelly will do a good job, but I'm not nearly as worried about playing LSU as I am Alabama.
Right.
Gotcha.
Right. I agree. Well, we'll see, because Florida State plays LSU, and they got to go down to Florida, so we'll see.
Yeah.
That's going to be a
State. If their quarterback can stay healthy, they're good, but he gets hurt a lot. So
right.
Yeah.
Right. So okay. Well, I don't have any more questions for the young man, Nick. I mean,
so it sounds like to you, Mississippi State not gonna have a bad season. Mississippi State sounds like they're gonna hold in this season again.
Oh, for sure, go Bowling. Go Bowling is a disaster. Which schedule we got? We should sure go Bowling this season, and it's just according to how quick they understand the offense. If they can get it down pat, the first 2 or 3 weeks, they'll be good.
So Will Rogers was fair in his office. He was killing the air raid stuff. Do you think this type of system could help him out a lot if they can get fairly easy or quick?
I absolutely don't know what to think. I don't know what to expect because I have never seen him scramble much. And I don't know that they're going to run a whole lot of option play. That's going to be in the playbook at least. I mean, he had really improved last year in the air raid. So I almost think this might be worse on him. But I think we're going to win a lot of those games because of our defense.
okay.
So let me ask you this question. With the spread and might run the options, do you think the backup quarterback, the dual threat quarterback will get some reps if they go the option type style?
Yep, I do. I think he will. Because I think that's eventually what they want to run. I mean, I think that's where they're trying to get to.
Okay. I have one more. I just thought of something. You was talking about Florida State being good this year at ACC. Do you think Clemson is going to make a return to dominance this year, or?
I think they are because they're playing Florida State at Clemson. If they were having to go to Tallahassee, I would say no. I kind of agree with whoever said the ACC is a joke. I don't think they're going to win the. I can see them winning the ACC and then getting in the playoffs and not really doing much.
Okay. Okay.
Hey,
You know they were the next thing.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Now I'm just saying because they were, they were the next best thing. They were going to come and take over, and they had a few good years and everything, but then, life catch up with you after a while.
They've had trouble scoring. I mean, their offense is just. I think the defense has still been good, but they haven't been able to move the ball.
Right. Okay.
So we talking about the ACC. Do y'all believe in North Carolina and Drake May? Do y'all think they can probably win the ACC? Well, compete for an ACC championship.
They might can compete for it, but boy, their defense, and I have not studied there, but their defense was terrible. I mean, unless it's really.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. I don't know what their defense is going to look like this coming season, but it was last year was nothing to write home about. And I do believe in Drake May. I mean, he's a great quarterback, and the offense seemed to have together. But it is the ACC. I'm just saying.
That's true.
Who's your competition, man?
Yeah.
So
on the same level.
Right. So yeah, but Nick, I don't really have any more questions myself. So I'm not sure.
So man, hey, I appreciate you for coming in. Everybody in chat, please go subscribe to Losing Weight While Watching Sports. He does Mississippi State content. He does New Orleans Saints content. I'm pretty sure somebody on here a New Orleans Saints fan. St. Louis Cardinals fan. He hasn't been uploaded. He say he hasn't been uploading too much lately, but I'm telling you, when football season in, he's gonna upload. He's gonna upload a lot.
And
so please go ahead.
I do cheating referees because of the way the Saints got cheated that one time out of the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Referee cheated.
Hey, don't do some funny videos because you be for real, but you be bringing up good points. You honestly bring up good points on videos like that.
Yeah, I've got last year there was a video where the referee would literally be looking right at the play and not calling. I mean, so something's not right.
Yeah, right. Hey man, it is what it is. I guess. I don't know.
But yeah, go over there. It's 99.9% sports. I only got like 2 videos on the weight loss. So go over there and look at it.
I think I seen the video you uploaded one time. I think you was doing the chicken tenders with the bacon grease, and I think you had pork rinds for the.
I did. Yeah. I did the keto diet, and I literally lost 50 pounds, and all of my blood sugar is perfect. More importantly, I went to the doctor and had a test, and there's a way to fry chicken. You fry it in bacon grease, and you use pork rinds as your bread. And anyway, I cooked that chicken for one of my buddies, and I didn't tell him what I had done, and he said, "This is some of the best fried chicken I ever ate," and I didn't tell him what I.
Hey, because when I seen that, I was like, "Oh, they could be fired." Because bacon makes everything better. I love pork rinds and put it on a piece of chicken. Oh, we cooking. We cooking.
So the pork rinds was the breading.
Yeah, that's right.
It's no carbs. It's no carbs. It's carb-free chicken.
Okay. All right. Okay. I see this.
I mean, I'm telling you the truth.
Oh, okay. Hey, man,
that's cool. It's so cool.
So you can find it if you go over there. It's a while back, but you can see how I do it.
Okay.
Yeah, that was cool. I was like, yeah.
So I guess we'll go ahead and close this one out, man. This is, like I said, it's been great talking to you.
When we play y'all next year, I'll be on your show that week. We'll preview it.
Okay,
yes, sir.
That sounds great, yes, man. Sir. And hopefully you can stream it. You'll be at home. And one last thing before you go, I hope all is well with your nephew, man. I hope the news that you guys got is great news, and we're praying for him. We're praying for your family, and God be with you guys.
Thank you very much. That's why I'm over here. So that's why I'm not at home. So yeah, 3 months ago, my nephew got diagnosed with a rare lung cancer, and they told him he had 6 months to live, literally. And they sent him to Houston because they got a clinical trial out here, and there's only 3 people going through it at the same time. And today he got his, all his tests, and his tumor had shrunk. And so we got a little bit of hope now for the first time. So I'm headed to see him right now. So I appreciate that, and keep him in your prayers.
Yes.
All right. Well, man, it's been great. Enjoy the rest of your trip, man. Have a safe trip. Make it to Houston so you can, get to see him and tell him we all say hello and we're praying for him.
Yes.
And you have a good night, sir.
His dad is a huge Alabama fan, so I'll make it.
Oh, okay. Well,
Great guy. Great guy. Great guy.
All right.
Great guy.
All right. Good night, sir.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Well, I thought we did it again, man. That was another.
That was a great show, man. Great guest, man. Knowledgeable, and he told it like he felt it, and I enjoyed it, man. I really did enjoy it. So I'm glad he was able to make it because like you said, wasn't sure him driving and all, but yeah.
Like I said, when I first started the Special Teams podcast, we was coming up to play Mississippi State. Well, it was before then. It was like 2 weeks before then. I was like, man, I want to find a Mississippi State guy, and he was he's still a growing channel, but I caught him when he had like I think 300 subscribers. And the funny thing, he had just started. And he had went up real fast. I said, and I reached out to him, and he reached right back out to me. I was like, oh yes, let's do it. And he was on like the earlier Special Team podcast shows.
Okay. So man, I don't know. I don't really watch Mississippi State channels that much. I don't know how many they have. So, but I know it's a million Alabama channels.
Yeah, and this how I was like. I was like, man, I don't know. So I just typed in Mississippi State podcast, and I was seeing some, but when I seen him, I was like, there we go. I want him. I said, I want him.
That's the one.
Somebody that can help grow in the process, and you know what I'm saying. We all trying to do the same thing. So,
okay,
great guy.
Yeah. Waylon said when we sent Tom Reed to the hospital to see if they could find a brain. Waylon said.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Hey man, Tom Reed, my guy too, man. I love all y'all. Appreciate y'all. Tony B, I see you in the chat, man. Appreciate you coming in, man.
Mo Better, I saw him earlier. Tom Reed. We did have one guy in
here. All the records in the Reed.
Brittany B, Icebox, Alabama Tide.
Yeah. And Van.
Van gonna be here. And,
hey man, I ain't gonna lie, man.
Here kind of talking.
Say it again.
Go ahead.
No,
we had somebody in the chat making some disparaging stuff, so I don't want to shout that person out.
Nah, man, we got some, man. Look, CTS Sports Room, y'all. Hey, man, I appreciate y'all so much, man, because y'all be faithful, man. Y'all loyal, y'all be tuning in, man, and even the Georgia fans that be tuning in to us, man. I appreciate y'all, man. We be needing that.
My
man William with the classic line.
Linda P, Brittany B, Cindy Reed gonna be here. Van gonna be here. Jeff Stapleton, Stephen Hicks, 6-0. They're gonna be here. No rain, sleets, no hail. They're gonna make it.
I seen AJ Jones earlier.
AJ Jones in here. So we appreciate all you guys, man. Coming on every show, listening to us talk and shoot the breeze with other fan bases, and you guys cuss out the Georgia fan bases in the chat. But anyway, man, great show. We're gonna call it a night. To everybody in the chat, once again, thank you. Joy for the platform on CTS, thank you. You guys, please go subscribe to Nick Saban Jr.'s channel on YouTube. He's still trying to get that 500, man. He's right there.
Yeah, in there.
Come on.
Yep.
Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend, even if you don't like him.
For real.
You know?
Hey, and another thing, tomorrow I'm gonna be doing the video. Basically, I'm just gonna be talking about some of the people that we have coming for an official visit. You know what I'm saying? Just letting y'all know, update y'all on the recruiting thing, see who coming for an official visit. I'm gonna do the same for Georgia. I'm gonna do another video for Georgia people who they got coming in for the month of June for an official visit. But Monday before Matt Cadell show, I will be interviewing the kid. He plays for Chattanooga. He's a defensive back. He's a corner for Chattanooga. And y'all know we played Chattanooga this year. But last season he had 6 interceptions. So I'm saying he probably the top defensive player returning for them. So I will be interviewing him Monday around at 5 o'clock. At 5 o'clock. I know most people probably still getting off of work, but didn't get them. So y'all just go. If y'all can't catch it live, go back and watch it. It's Monday, 5 o'clock Eastern time.
All right. Also, everybody, I know y'all do, but I'm gonna have to say it anyway. Go and check out our boy KB, Kangaroo Black, on his channel. Rags
Yes,
and
sir.
Fitness. Check him out.
Yes, sir.
He supports, strongly, and that's it. CTS Monday nights we have Macadale. Tuesday night we have the Horsemen. Wednesday nights we are free. Thursday nights it's me and Nick Saban, and Friday nights we're free. And hopefully, maybe we'll get a show in on a Wednesday and Friday. Feel those days. We'll see. We're working on some stuff. So anyway, we're gonna call it a night, people. We want everybody to have a great night, and I'm gonna end it with a roll tide, roll, baby.
Yes, sir. In the great words of my man Raz of Fitness.
That's right. On the rag.
Yes, sir. Roll tide, baby.
Good night, y'all.